Welcome to El Profe's Classroom. Class is in session. And tonight we're going to be continuing on with our road to the Oscars. We're more than halfway done with the Best Picture nominees. And so I'm going to have to start thinking what I'm going to keep doing, but probably going to continue with the Cult Movie Challenge and then maybe something else. Who knows? But before that, we have to finish this project. And the next film we're going to be talking about, this is episode 7. And the movie we're going to be talking about is Train Dreams. This is probably the film I was most surprised by. Because I think Hamnet, I think big time directors like, not big time directors, but directors that have been already known for being good. For example, Chloe Zhao with Nomadland before, and Guillermo del Toro. You know, he's been there a lot of times before. We know what to expect. But for Train Dreams, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. This film was written by Greg Quaidar and Clint Bentley. Quaidar was, I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name, but, whatever. Sorry if that's not the correct pronunciation. He's the writer and director of another film that was also nominated last year for Best Picture, the movie Sing Sing, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm definitely gonna get to that one too. It was written by Quaidar and also written and directed by Clint Bentley. This is a director that I had never heard of. I've never seen any of his films. Yeah, I don't think he has that many full length films to his name, but I think he really hit a home run with the film Train Dreams. And Netflix hit a home run with this film. Maybe not in terms of catching the viewer in terms of viewership, but this movie deserves more eyes because it's probably one of the best movies I've seen this year. It's I don't even know how to explain it. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's so uplifting. It reminds me a little bit of a movie I already reviewed, but it's not nominated, Rental Family, in that the film shatters your heart and then puts it back together again. It stars the Australian actor Joel Edgerton, who is a person that I've always seen. I've always liked him. If you don't remember from the top of your head right now who Joel Edgerton is, if you've seen Warrior, that's probably one of his biggest films in terms of probably in quality. That movie is a must watch for me. And then he also did The Gift, which I think was a very surprising film. I think he directed that one as well. I don't remember right now, but I think so. It also stars Felicity Jones, who is also an incredible British actress who you probably know as the wife of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything. I don't remember her name, but she played that role very, very well. It also stars Nathaniel Arcan, Clifton Collins Jr., John Deal, Paul Schneider, Kerry Condon, William H. Macy, and Will Patton. So there's a lot of names here, a couple of character actors, and actors I think people will recognize, like Kerry Condon and especially William H. Macy and Will Patton, which you probably don't remember their faces that quickly, but once you see them, you're like, oh yeah, of course, I've seen them in many movies. So what is the story of Train Dreams? It's a simple story. It's a story about a man in the late in the I think it's early 1900s or late. It takes okay. The movie takes place during a lot of years, but this man who is a logger, um, he has a family, gets married, and builds a house, and tragedy strikes. And the way the film tackles grief, especially, is fascinating. Um, the character of Robert Grainier is one of those characters that I think are really memorable. He is what I would expect to be, what people would think would have been like the American, like the American character into a person. He does everything himself. He works in in silence. He does his job. He gets he gets married. He has a child, and then everything comes crumbling down. But there's something about his character that, even though he might be in his lowest form, like his at his lowest, there's something about him that doesn't let him ever give up. And I think the film does a good job of giving us that journey. I mean, from the lowest of the low to literally the highest of the high. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And it's a I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to see a character who felt lost to suddenly come back to life. But I think I don't want to say too much about the story because I want you to watch it and be surprised by this film. Uh, I think Joel Edgerton really shines as this character Robert Grainier. There's this quietness about him, this stoicness, uh, but that is never uh, an obstacle for him to express his feelings, and he does. Like you would expect him not to that much, but he does by far the most out of anybody, and for good reason. Uh, but he has this quiet this quiet sense about himself that even when he's with his family, he enjoys the quiet moments. I think the film enjoys the quiet moments, and it's held by the most beautiful cinematography, I think, out of all these films. Even comparing it with a film like Hamnet, I think this one is absolutely gorgeously shot. The nature shots are just incredible. I also love the way the director used the close-ups, the slow pans, and the close-ups, and the zoom-ins and the zoom-outs, not the close-ups. Sorry. Uh, I think they work very well, and they move you away from the usual trickery of movie making, I guess. So this film it's not a film for the faint of heart. In terms, it's not like a horror or anything like that. It's just that it hits hard. Um, and if you ever feel like like life is not worth living, I think this is a film that, while it can be rough to watch in terms of the themes, it's a film, I think, that celebrates life. It also has a couple of moments that I think are very important that don't really they don't really um, explore them as, it's not that they don't explore them, they do, but they are more subtle in their messaging. uh, there's this character who they drag off. He's a Chinese person who gets dragged off, who was working for, they work for trains, for making the tracks or of the train, and he gets dragged off and basically killed. And the way the character of Robert Grainier, at first he's like, "Oh, okay, I this is probably wrong, but maybe I'm not gonna mess up with my ability to make money." I think he eventually realizes that he should have done something, and the film lets us know by the way he deals with the past in flashbacks and in some other sort of ethereal moments of the film. So if this is the kind of film you like, I really really recommend this movie. It's a gorgeously shot film. It's a beautiful message, and I think Clint Bentley, he really impressed me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing his next film. Also, Joel Edgerton really surprised me as well. Uh, so I really can't sing the praises of this film anymore. Um, this is a 5-star film. I don't think it's gonna win Best Picture, but I think it should. I think it should, because it's really that strong in terms of its messaging. So that's it for this review, or this my thoughts on Train Dreams. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Let me know what you think. Did you see it? What do you think? And did you like Warrior? If you saw Warrior, did you like it? I think that movie is very underrated. So, class dismissed.